To the rest of the world, the British and American cultures are easily confused. Some people believe it's only the accent that's different. And since many of our graduates find themselves working in organizations with people from different parts of the world, especially English speakers, either British, American or others, knowing more about the two cultures, American and British, remains crucial so that this future manager would have better communications, quality and advanced intercultural knowledge. So here is our way of seeing things. Welcome to our Wonderland, Alice. When it comes to appropriate and inappropriate behaviors, there are many differences between the two. In the US, it is not common to spare your seat in a bus or a waiting room or generally any other public places to elders, because they already have seats of their own. If you do so, you might offend the person. It is kind of a rule in England for young people to spare their seats to elders as a gesture of courtesy and common sense, unless the person might be judged harshly and be considered as impolite. Always in a professional environment. In the United States, it is better to close the deal with a handshake. It's common and normal among American people. It is a very important part of the agreement. That act can close the deal in a cheerful individualist atmosphere. Although in England, the gesture itself represents some sorts of masculinity to it, so it wouldn't be commonly practiced by British ladies. So if you are a lady that works with British people, well, you'd better not do such gesture. However, we live in a modern society, so if it's your thing, well, who are we to judge you? You go, girl! Now we get to talk about the elephant in the elevator, where the two tend to be really different. Americans are more open-minded and directive than others. They say whatever that's on their mind and are not used to judgment. Also, they are really loud. But if we say judgmental, we must be talking about the Brits. These ones prefer to be quiet and classy. As a Moroccan person, I say the Brits are the fassies of the world. Also, if a Brit calls you sweetheart, honey, or anything overly friendly, take it easy, hon. It's supposed to be an adjective. Be a sweetheart and press the like button. Why don't you?
And guess what? Sam just proposed to me. It was the best proposal ever. You can imagine how cute.
Now let's talk about the iconic sorry, please and thank you. British people believe in this trio. Sorry, thank you and please. They're the code of being polite and respectful. A British person can literally judge you for not saying please when asking for a favor. And this same Brit will bump into a door and say sorry. Yeah, they do it. American people are always cool about asking for something. Borrowing something is usually done in a friendly way without formalities. If you ask me, I'm more of a Brit when it comes to this. But being a little American from time to time is fun though. Did you know that a British person would do anything not to get in an argument? Don't let all the fights on the Peaky Blinders TV show trick you. A British person avoids confrontation at all costs. On the other hand, Americans want to set things clear, discuss the problems and be direct about them.
How dare you? You have no right to do this.
Let's not talk about it right now. I'm just trying to have a
Seriously?
Now let me ask you a question. Do you take the cue, or you're just always in a hurry to go practically do nothing? Americans are usually too anxious to take the cue. But if you're ever with British people, be a lovely person and follow the rule. Cues are a big thing in England. We've already said that British people don't like to be confrontal. Well, they're probably just fond of riddles. A British person wouldn't tell you a plain yes or no. There's always a posh way for them to say things and keep you confused. That's called a high context of communication. Americans are less of a complicated society when it comes to communication. They're directive, sometimes too directive.
Yeah, of course, but I think it would take a century to finish it.
Now let's just say that you've got promoted. How should you act in a British context? And how about an American one? It's a concept called power distance. In America, the boss and the employee can be friends and none of them should act according to the hierarchy. It's the cool boss that we're talking about. Yay!
Hello, can you send me some, please?
I want to go shopping.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
But in England, hierarchy is important and people act and behave based on it. The boss is a boss. It's a society with high power distance. If you wonder, what if an American person works in the UK or the opposite? I can tell you there are always exceptions. When there is a strong influence. The one and only Anna Wintour is a bright example of that. If you don't get it, just Google it, mate.
Good morning, madam. Can you sign this for me, please?
Well, I think I would need the plan from tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well,
There are several ways in which American English and Britain English are so different. For example, vocabulary, accent, grammar, or even spelling. So let's start by vocabulary. So in America, people say garbage, but in Britain, they say rubbish. For example, the game was rubbish. People in America go on vacations, but in Britain, they go on holiday. And it's also possible in American English. People in America rent apartments, but in Britain, they rent flats. Another example, when you're bored at home, you can turn on the TV in America, but in Britain, it's the television. When you step out of your building going for a walk, in America, you walk on a sidewalk, but in Britain, you're walking on a pavement. And now the differences in terms top is surrounded O. So in the whole noun, we have an exception that we call the diphthong O. But for the word work, in America it's work, but in Britain it's work.
Brits are polite and generally would express strong opinion, but sometimes they may not necessarily mean what they say. Other people will have to really realize it, because Brits love sarcasm as much as they love breaking the specificity for more significant. The sarcasm will be expressed by meaning the opposite. Like, it's nice to see the weather fantastic again. It's beautiful day. It's saying the rain is massive, but it's the opposite. Sarcasm can be expressed by changing the tone, making more sound longer, involving intonation. The expression, I can't wait to go outside. You got it? I was excited to go outside. But when I say, I can't wait to go outside, I'm sorry.
So, this is the end of the video. Well, as we are business students from Morocco, the comparison between the British and the American cultures has been pretty compelling to our utterly curious young minds. Working on this project was the highlight of our development as business students and as future managers on the intercultural management level. Well, while we were working on this video, we got to sacrifice hours of watching movies, videos on YouTube and other platforms, reading articles, all made and written by people from the two countries, the US and the UK, where they explained the differences so that we got to compare the two cultures. Basically, what we wanted was not only to make an interesting video, but mostly we wanted to bring a relevant content to you all. To conclude, the comparison only proved that the two cultures are pretty unique, special. They're rather rich with their stories, their experiences, their habits. Those differences were key to great success stories, and understanding these differences will definitely be key to your success story as someone that works in a big company with co-workers from different nationalities. We would love to thank all the people who have helped us to make this video from our school or from outside. We would love to thank our mentor and our teacher, Mr ALLOUANI Saif, the person who has inspired us to do this. And yeah, in the name of my group, the whole group of 5 people. Well, you know, we're Moroccan, we're not native speakers, so we will love to say that we hope our video was the cup of tea to your glazed donut. Farewell!